Hello and welcome back to the Brighton Your Day show. This week has been phenomenal. It's basically been one of the best weeks I've had in a while. And one of the reasons why is because I went to Red West Fest in Salt Lake City. If you guys don't know what it is, it's basically like a country music festival, but I went on the third day, which the third day was arguably the least country of the country music festival, which is funny because I feel like all the artists that I saw there kind of knew that and were talking about it. But anyways, the reason why I'm saying that is because I saw the Red Clay Strays, and if you guys don't know who they are, they're phenomenal. They're amazing. You have to go check them out. I also saw Noah Khan. He was headlining the third day. I'd seen him before, but I'm always down to see him again. But the Red Clay Strays I had not seen, and I freaking love them. And yeah, that's basically it. But one of their songs I love so much, which I actually don't even know the chords, so I was gonna look them up, is okay, backtrack. I feel like everyone that knows the Red Clay Strays knows Wondering Why. Their song where it's like, she keeps on loving me, love me the way I am, and that song's good. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like people sleep on all of the rest of their music that they have, which one of their songs that I absolutely love is this one is Just Wanna Be Loved or Wanna Be Loved, where it's like, I just wanna be loved. And he has such like a gritty, raspy voice, like I just wanna be loved. That was not gritty or raspy, but he is phenomenal. I keep forgetting his name. I'm gonna have to Google it. But the singer of the Red Clay Strays is phenomenal. He has like the most gritty, raspy voice. Like he sings a song "Disaster," and like you would think he's like blowing his vocal cords out, but for some reason it sounds amazing. And it's like I don't even know how he makes that voice, but he's like, I can't do it. It's like, ah, I just wanna be loved. I just wanna be loved. Can you tell me I'm worthy or working? Oh my gosh, there's a woodpecker outside. Hard enough. I actually don't know the lyrics. Anyways, such a good song. You guys need to go listen to it. Go listen to all of their stuff because I will say I'm a little bit of a poser when it comes to like being their fan. I feel like, oh my gosh, this guitar is gonna fall. Don't fall. Um, I wish I knew them before they blew up, kind of as like a claim, but I didn't. I knew them when Wondering Why was blowing up, but I have been listening to their old music and their old music is phenomenal. It's absolutely just so good. And this is where I kind of want to talk about like this is a whole thing. When people say oh, they just blew up overnight, like they're an overnight success or whatever, and when it comes to like artists of really anything, but especially musicians, 9 times out of 10, you just didn't know who they were, but they've really been working hard at their craft for like 10 years before that. And I feel like people kind of don't realize that, like, there's this quote that says, like, every overnight success has a um, 10-year gap where no one really knew who they were, where they were like working. And I feel like when I think about that, it's almost discouraging to me because like I want to make music and I don't have any music out or whatever, and I like listen to the Red Clay Strays talk about their hardships and like when they weren't famous, what they were doing. Like they were talking on stage about how they were during COVID especially, they had like no money and so they were Ubering. Especially the singer, he was Ubering to pay for his music and to pay to fund his dreams. And he said it was like the hardest, most grueling thing ever. And they were doing just like side jobs and landscaping and like all these projects where now people look at them and of course they're going to be like, oh, well, they just blew up because of TikTok, wondering why blew up. They're so lucky. And it's like, no, every single artist has had to somehow, some way, most every single artist has had to um find their way and grind, absolutely grind in like ways you would probably never know because they don't tell you. And that just was like one I also said it was, kind of discouraging. It's not discouraging. That was very telling in just how much time and effort people really do put into their craft and into their dreams. It takes 10 years to grow to be an overnight success, right? And so, because of that, why don't you start today? And that's kind of how I feel. It's like, yes, I feel like I have a long way to go. I haven't even put music out. I haven't even like done the things I need to do and I'm working on it every single day, but it's like just start today, because today is the only thing you have, and you're going to regret not starting today, and a year from now or 2 years from now or 3 years from now, when you look back and you're like, well, I could have started today. I could have started with something so small, so little, when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to anything that you want, you know? And that was even Noah Khan too. Like, Noah Khan was saying that Red West Fest was his biggest crowd that he's had to date, and he's been playing in Utah for 10 years. So it really put things into perspective. But now let's loop it back to Red West Fest, because like, going there was so fun, but it was definitely packed. And this is what I'll say about the girls there, okay? I respect them, and I respect the hustle, because it was so cold. It was freezing. I considered wearing leggings because I was wearing a dress. I wore a coat most of the time. I had a cute outfit on, but I was like, I just simply wasn't going to be able to stay. I wasn't going to be able to stay to see the concerts because I was going to be so cold. So I was like, sacrifice that for warmth so I could see the concerts. There was these girls, they were in mini skirts, in halter, like tube top sort of things. There's these girls with like just nothing. There was nothing. And they looked happy as could be. And I just wish I could be them, and I couldn't. And I don't know if it's like, you know, there's like a line where you kind of sit there with like going out, especially in like a cold climate, and you're like, well, I want to look hot, I want to look good, I want to wear something, you know, that looks good, but I also want to be like warm and comfy to a certain degree to be able to like last throughout the night. And there's girls that will just go out there and they are just as strong as the Marines, let me tell you, because I feel like they got to be cold and they just don't act cold. They looked like they were having the time of their lives, hooting and hollering. I'm just kidding, but really, like, there's no judgment here. It's nothing to do with like the outfit. It's like, go off, queen. I wish I had the absolute, I don't know, I wish I had the ability to acclimatize to things like no other, but I just don't. And I will say it's gotten worse because I have lived in Florida for the past like 4 years, and I just moved back to Utah. And so like, even sitting outside right now, like, I'm freaking cold, but I'm just doing it anyways. But yeah, it was good. It was good. The whole concert was good. Chase your dreams. That's pretty much it for that. But moving on to something else that has to do with stages, okay? I don't know about you, and maybe you haven't had this phenomenon happen, but if you have a spouse, have a partner of any sort, and they like Kill Tony, I feel like, you know, I've just been kind of introduced to the comedy world and to the Kill Tony world recently because of my spouse. He absolutely loves Kill Tony and is obsessed with it, and naturally has been making me watch it. And now it's kind of become like our bedtime routine. Not every night, but like, it's becoming more and more. And I will say, at first I was like, it's so dumb, it's so raunchy, like, Kill Tony's just, it's just not for me, it's whatever, these people aren't even funny, whatever. And it's growing on me. And comedy as a whole is growing on me, because that whole, like, the whole artistry of comedy is something that's so just individual. It's its own thing. It's its own lane. And yes, I am calling them artists, because you obviously have to be creative to be you have to be creative to be a comedic. Is that how you say it? Anyways, the reason why I'm saying this is because every single night, or, you know, most every single night, my husband has been watching Kill Tony. So I've been watching Kill Tony naturally. So because of that, every time I go to bed, I've been having dreams. And last night, I had a Kill Tony dream where I was doing stand-up comedy on Kill Tony. And it was horrifying and terrifying, but I was actually doing pretty good. Or, like, I had like 3 to 4 dreams in one, where there was like some I was sitting in a crowd and I was watching this guy, and then I was on the stage and I was talking to Tony, and it was just wild. And this got me thinking that I'm going to introduce a new segment to the show where I dissect my dreams. And maybe later on you guys can dissect your dreams or tell me your dreams. And I have a special guest for this dream segment. This is a person that is literally going to school, college education, for dream studies and for the subconscious. And I'm going to bring her out. Just kidding, I'm not going to bring her out. I'm going to call her. This woman is also known as my mother. And my mother is studying dreams. And so every time she does, I just call her and I ask what my dreams are. But I thought, how funny would it be to do it on my show? To do it on my show instead. So we're going to call my mother about my Kill Tony dream and see if there's anything we can learn from Kill Tony. Hopefully you guys can hear this. I'm going to put it up to my little speaker up here. Mother.
Oh.
I was going to say, hello, Dr. Moss, but my mother is in school. She's going to be Dr. Moss in 2026. 2028?
More like spring of 2027.
That's all right. Okay, so I just explained to my audience that you literally study dream studies. So for my audience to believe that you are who you say you are, can you say kind of your background of where you go to school? And I'm really hoping they can hear you.
Yeah, I'm currently going to school at the University of Arizona, and I study sport and performance psychology. And I also go to Sophia University, and I study dream studies, dream work.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Mother, do you want me to tell you my dream?
I mean, you're the one being vulnerable, and if you're open to it, then I think let's get to it.
I don't even know if this is interesting, but we'll do it anyways.
I mean, we're interested. This is interesting to me. This is my homework to work with people. So here we go. Okay, so first what we're going to do then is to sit down and kind of get grounded. I know are you in the middle of a podcast?
Yes.
Okay, so we're just going to let them go on this journey with you then. Okay, so you're just going to sit down and put your feet on the ground and just kind of get settled for a minute.
Okay.
Now, the process I think for you that would be fun in this setting is called the Gestalt dream work methodology. And in this methodology, every part of your dream is symbolizes a part of you. So we're going to analyze each part of your dream and things that we see in it. Does that sound good?
Yes, I hope I can remember it because it's kind of jumbled, but we'll see.
That's okay. That's totally normal. I mean, even me, I dream record every morning, and sometimes I remember just a few things, sometimes nothing, and sometimes so much that I can't write it all. So totally normal. We'll just take what comes up.
Okay.
Okay, so the first step really is to re-enter the dream setting. And so what I want you to do is to begin describing what you see, but say it in present tense as if you are standing there, sitting there, whatever you're doing, and saying, something like, I am here, I am doing this.
Okay. It's weird because I don't know if this was one dream or if it was multiple but in the same setting. So
yeah, that's okay.
I am in the crowd at Kill Tony.
What the heck?
Have you seen Kill Tony?
No, but it sounds like I need to.
Maybe don't. It's a little PG-13, maybe even R. We'll see.
Okay, I'm sure I've never seen a rated R movie, but okay. Just kidding. Okay, and then, okay, so what are you doing? You're there. Give me some more. What are you doing?
I'm there and I'm watching this guy do stand-up comedy, and he's like, I mean, I know what he looks like. He has like glasses. He's a little bit on the heavier side. He has like long kind of dark hair that's like greasy black glasses with like clear frames. Like I think like a green shirt, and I don't think he's doing too well.
Okay. What else do you see? Look around.
I just see a lot of heads, like, because it's like the crowd is busy, but it's dark besides like the stage. And then I see like the host of Kill Tony, Tony, sitting there.
Okay, that sounds good. So your focus is pretty specific on what you're watching.
Uh-huh.
So as you're looking at these different things, so far I'm identifying you as the observer, right? And then you have Kill Tony, and you have the performer, and another symbol in your dream is the stage itself. We also see a microphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
A green shirt. Is there anything else that stands out to you as far as like a symbol or an image of a thing?
I think you got it.
Okay. So what I want you to do now is to choose one thing in the dream that stands out to you the very most? What's pulling the most energy in this dream? Identify one thing.
Well, should I keep going with the other part where I'm on stage, or is it like, is that
Ooh.
two separate dreams? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's two separate dreams. It's almost like images where, like, I see that very clear. I see what the guy looks like, and then it, like, switched, and then, like, I'm on stage, you know?
Okay, so keep going with that then.
Okay.
Tell us your dream as if, you're still there right now.
Okay, so, like, there's that. I'm, like, looking at the guy, they're talking, whatever, and then it switches, and then, like, and then I'm on stage, and I'm like telling my jokes and like I'm doing it and I'm actually doing pretty good, which is funny. And I'm talking about how all hot girls have stomach problems. And so I guess I must be hot because I have stomach problems and that was one of my jokes in the dream. And then
Wow. Okay.
um and then I'm talking to Tony after because he like kind of interviews, and I remember looking at him, which is fine because I told my husband this and he thought it was funny. I was like, Tony, you're kind of hot, but you're also kind of like rude and confusing, and I don't understand you. And then he was like laughing.
That's so awesome. I love how we speak our truth in dreams.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. So is that all you remember, or is there more?
What's really odd is funny enough, I think I was wearing a white shirt, which is what I was
So
wearing.
say I am.
Oh,
I am wearing.
I'm wearing a white shirt. I'm looking across the table and I'm Tony, the guy's like laughing. People are laughing and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm having a good time. This is good. Like I'm doing good." Or whatever.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. So, okay, so from that added information is what is the first, why don't you tell us from your perspective, because you first were the observer, so why don't you tell us from your perspective in the audience, how you're feeling watching the show?
Okay, so I think, which is so interesting because I was going to talk about this. I think I felt
I feel.
I feel embarrassed of the guy that's on stage because he kind of looks like he looks disheveled and he looks like he's bombing, or like I feel uncomfortable because I'm like, oh, he's like not doing too well. Which is funny
Okay,
because I
yeah.
just watched Kill Tony and the guy like in the real Kill Tony wasn't doing well. So it's almost like it's like the same thing was happening. And so I feel uncomfortable that he's like not doing well.
Okay. Okay, now we're gonna lift your soul body out of that observer in the audience, and I want to place yourself in the man presenting, and I want you to share how you're feeling.
Ooh. This is getting interesting. Okay. Um I feel uncomfortable and like nervous for sure.
Yeah.
Like very uncomfortable, very nervous. I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I try? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Am I
great.
getting a whole therapy session right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, you are. Okay, the whole thing about Gestalt, this whole methodology is if at any point you feel uncomfortable, it's your job to cut it off, and I respect that. So if you're done, we can be done.
Oh no.
Or I can like keep going.
No, you keep going. This is funny.
Okay. Okay, so now I want you to zoom out from the presenter's perspective, and I want you to drop in to the microphone. If you're the microphone, how are you interpreting this dream scene?
If I am literally the microphone, like the
Yes.
okay.
Ooh. What would you tell the man or you standing on the stage if you're the microphone?
I think I would tell this is so weird. Why like it's like I am definitely thinking about this. I think I would tell him to speak louder and with more confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. What an amazing message. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then I want you to zoom back over to him again, and how do you receive that from the microphone?
It's like I already know it. Like I already know I should.
Yeah. Okay, this is really cool. So now I want you to zoom over to Kill Tony watching this whole thing. What would he say about looking at the audience, looking at the presenter? What would he if you were inside of him, his perspective, what would you be thinking? Sorry, we can't hear this if it's not G-rated.
Okay. That's hard because I've also seen the show good amount. So like when people bomb, he's kind of like, like let's keep it moving. So I kind of feel like it would be that. Like he's just like sometimes he'll like make fun of them and then like have them leave, which is so sad. I think that's why like I have too much empathy like watching the show where I'm like I can't even watch it sometimes because I feel so bad for them.
Totally. Okay, so we're zooming back over then, and I want you to think of the stage itself. And this is the last one we'll do, so we don't get too long on this. But if you are the stage itself and you're looking at the whole scene going on, and you could speak as the stage to everything going on, what would you say?
And this is for when I'm on stage or when the guy's on stage?
You are the stage.
Okay, yeah.
And you can choose what message wants to come from the stage, from you as the stage perspective.
If I were the stage, what would I say? I'm getting like conflicting messages. One is like, you should get used to being up here, or like it's okay if you fail, you should just keep trying again because at least you're on this stage, which is interesting. And then there's another part where it's like, hey, don't go on the stage unless you're actually ready. This is very deep. I thought it was going to be funny, but this is interesting.
Yeah. So, okay, I can hear your hesitancy like in your voice. So how does your body feel right now? We're going to look at like your somatic side. Like it feels like you tell me, how are you feeling? I can kind of hear a change in your voice.
I think my neck feels tight, like I'm like holding, like raising my shoulders a little.
Okay, and what does that say to you in your body? If you were to speak for your shoulders, what would that say?
That's definitely where I hold like uncomfort or like stress of any sort, is kind of like shrugging my shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah. Super cool. Okay, so we're just going to, because we don't want this too long, once again, what are you going to take from the main message from what you've seen from all of these parts? What part of you does this dream want to see? Like if you were to put it in a nutshell and say, what are the main messages I'm getting from this dream?
I don't know. It's really interesting now thinking back to it, like, because it's like I, as me, was really comfortable and I was doing really good. But it's almost like there was another side of me, which could be the man, that is uncomfortable, and it's like all of my feelings. Whoa, what if it's like I'm there at the same time and it's like both sides of me where it's like I could either step into like being comfortable and like being confident, or it's the other side of me that's like really uncomfortable, not doing well, like wants to hide. Yeah, I think it almost feels like that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I mean, and in dream work, what I've learned the most so far is that I don't have answers for you. You have your answers, and it's my job to help you discover them. So that makes sense if you look at it from like an internal family systems, like there are different parts of you, right? Both things can be true. Both parts can show up, and you might be feeling confident. You share so many things confidently and with passion, and you're strong. And then there's another part of you that's like, why am I doing this? I've heard you kind of say both things. So I think that really resonates.
So true. Wow. Looky that. That is crazy. Cool, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say just take a minute. Now, I mean, if we were going into a full session, I'd be like, hey, reground yourself. And then like try to journal about this later, because I think other connections will continue to come to you. But yeah, that's pretty much a fast forward version of dream interpretation.
Wow. Should we do a round of applause for Janae?
Okay, I'm fine.
That was insane, Mom. Yeah. Wow, I liked that a lot. People are gonna click off this video, but it was fun for me, so I appreciate this.
Yeah, I love it. It's okay if nobody watches. I'll watch it.
Yeah, that was interesting. Okay, huh. Maybe you can use this
Have
for
fun.
homework. That's proof that you did your
Yes,
homework.
absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
Okay, love you. Okay, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Whoa. I gotta sit here for a second. That was crazy. I mean, she told me to ground. I feel like I'm not grounded, but like, okay. That is so interesting. I think I'm gonna do that more often. Like, really think about my dreams. Whoa. And this is such a side note, but if you ever struggle with remembering your dreams, there's something that I learned, I think, from Andrew Huberman, where he's like, the more you move as soon as you wake up, like move especially to check your phone, or move to turn something off or turn something on or stand up or whatever, like it just kind of lets the dream go and floats into nothingness. And so he's like, if you really want to remember your dream, like when you wake up, try not to move, keep your eyes closed, and like try and keep reworking the dream and remembering it. And I do feel like that works for me. Like today I was like, oh, I was dreaming about Kill Tony. What was it? And so I even actually I low-key I snoozed my alarm. I was supposed to wake up and I didn't, but I snoozed my alarm for like 10 minutes and I was like in that weird like asleep but awake stage, remembering the dream more. Which now I wish I could remember way more, but I can't because it kind of just left me. But I feel like that was really interesting. So, yeah, let me know if you guys liked that segment. I liked the segment. I'm gonna do that regardless. But bringing it back to kind of what I wanted to talk about, which is what I touched on a tiny bit with comedy, is comedy used to be so hard for me because it was so hard for me to watch like people bomb, especially like on Kill Tony or whatever. Like it was just so uncomfortable. And I do think that there's a part of me that isn't okay with being vulnerable and showing up on YouTube or showing up on the stage, the arena of life. Um, and so when I see other people doing that and they're not doing like good, I get super uncomfortable and it's like I'm projecting my fears onto them, but what if they feel totally fine? What if they know that to fail means that you're actually closer to succeeding because the more times you fail, the more times you learn and the more times you succeed. Um and and so it's like you literally need to have a good relationship with failure. And I actually talked to another guy that my mom knows and they're both in the same like graduate college degree where it's performance psychology where he says the number one skill that all successful athletes or entrepreneurs have is the skill of failure and learning how to take failure and move on from it or use it and learn from it to go to whatever it is you want in life. And yeah, I feel like that was front and center for me in my dream. And like even roping it back to like I want to make music and I want to like actually perform music. I want to release music and sing and all these things and it's so uncomfortable and I used to not be able to like say that out loud. And now I feel like I can, but it's definitely a scary thing. And so I feel like if you have any sort of dream, you got to start saying it out loud. You got to start failing forward and failing in front of people because the more you do, the more I feel like the momentum is in your favor. Like another example I was actually just talking to my mom about is Doechii. If you guys don't know who Doechii is, she's an artist, she's a musician. And she showed up on YouTube for years and years and years and kind of like talking through her struggles of being an artist and wanting to quit and then doing the artist's way, which is like a creative workshop, and then going all in and saying like I'm doing it no matter what. This is what I want. And she's won a Grammy like 2 years ago or last year. And she was just such like a good true testament to like what it is I'm saying. It's like you have to claim it. You have to claim it in front of people. You have to be okay with failure to move on to the next step. And I feel like I don't know, everything this is like the theme of the show. Is everything in my life up to this point I've been seeing failure as such a bad thing. And seeing uncomfortability and all these things is such a bad thing and it's like that's just the rite of passage. That's just the rite of passage if you want to go somewhere. And maybe this is all cliche, maybe you know it, but maybe you need a reminder of the cliche because cliches are cliche because they're true most of the time. They've been said so many times that it's cliche, but that doesn't make it not true. Dang, I feel like I'm like a pastor preaching. You know what I mean? Also, my mom gave me these bangles to wear, but I'm so sorry if they've been so annoying this entire time. Because they're a little loud. They're a little bit loud here. My gosh, is there anything? Let me check my notes. Is there anything else I need to Is there anything else I need to touch on before I send you off into the world? Into the world to do whatever it is you want to do in this world. Yeah, I don't think it is. I don't think there's anything. I think what I said is right. I feel like I don't even know. If there's anything you want to do in this world, you know what I mean? You want to make a little song, okay? You want to. Sorry, I just wanted to play that song. If you guys don't know what that song is, it's Like Real People Do from Hosier. I'm getting distracted. Anyways, if there's anything you want to do, go ahead and do it. You got this. You got to claim it. You got to be okay failing. And if you are ever getting, like, you're ever feeling cringe or, like, the ick, either of yourself or someone else doing something, that says something more about you than it does about them. So go ahead and look at yourself and maybe examine why it is you're feeling cringe when you shouldn't be. And I will see you next time. Oh my gosh, my ring. Peace. Peace. Love you. Bye.